afternoon, everyone, and welcome back to Education Platform. Now, before we begin with the lessons we have for you today, I'm going to be reading you a verse which is taken from Revelations chapter 1, verse 1 to 3. And it states that this is a revelation from Jesus Christ, which God gave him to show his servants what must happen soon. And Christ sent his angel to show it to his servant John, who has told everything he saw. It is the truth that Jesus Christ told him. It is the message from God. Great blessings belong to the person who reads the words of this message from God and to those who hear this message and do what is written in it. There is not much time left. Now, our first lesson is a review on mythology. Now, what is mythology? As it's shown, mythology. Mythology is the study of mythical tales, stories, folk tales, and legends. To start, about King Midas. Now, what we know about King Midas is that King Midas was a famous king in it was a King Midas was a famous king in Greek mythology who was known to have the power to turn anything he touched into gold. But then he realized that it was a curse, so he begged for the power to be taken away from him. Next is Medusa. Medusa was the kind of creature from Greek mythology that was part female and part snake that had the power to turn anyone into stone. Next is Hercules. Hercules was a Greek god of strength and heroes. He had superhuman strength. He was strong enough to carry two building columns. He was known for fighting ferocious animals and monsters. Last are sirens. And what we know about sirens is that sirens, sirens are mythological creatures that are half human and half fish that are told to sing songs that put people under a spell. Now, our second lesson for today is about the types of singing groups. Now, the types of singing groups are listed. The types of singing groups are a concert band, a choir, a quartet, a tenor, a pentatonics, a girl group, the Supremes, the King's Singers, an organ trio, the big band, vocal music, a string quartet, a consters, the power trio, and the brass band. The concert band. The concert band is also called a wind band or wind ensemble or wind symphony or wind orchestra, symphonic band. The symphonic winds are symphonic wind ensembles is a performing ensemble consisting of members of the woodwind, brass, and percussion families, and also the double bass. Next is a choir. A choir is a musical ensemble of singers. Choral music, in turn, is the music written specifically for such an ensemble to perform. Next is a quartet. A quartet is an ensemble of four singers. Moving on with pentatonics. Pentatonics is an American a cappella group from Arlington, Texas, consisting of vocalists Scott Hoying, Mitch Gracie, Kristen Milando, Matt Sully, and Kevin Orlando. Next is the girl group. A girl group is a kind of music act featuring female singers who generally harmonize together. Next is the Supremes. The Supremes was an American girl group and a premiere act of Motown Records during the 1960s. Next is the King's Singers. The King's Singers was a British a cappella vocal ensemble founded in 1968. They are named after the King's College in Cambridge, England, where the group was formed by six choral scholars in the United Kingdom. Now, is the organ trio. The organ trio is a form of jazz ensemble consisting of three musicians, a Hammond organ player, a drummer, and either a jazz guitarist or a saxophone player. Next is a tenor. A tenor is a type of classical male singing voice whose vocal range lies between the contratenor and the baritone voice types. Now, next is the big band. The big band or also known as a jazz orchestra, is a type of musical ensemble of jazz music that usually consists of 10 or more musicians with four sections, such as the saxophone, the trumpet, the trombones, and a rhythm section. Next is vocal music. Vocal music is the type of singing performed by one or more singers, either with instrumental accompaniment or without instrumental accompaniment, in which singing provides the main focus of the place. Next is a string quartet, or the Coasters. The Coasters are an American rhythm and blues rock and roll vocal group who had a string of hits in the late 1950s, beginning with Saracen and Young Blood in 1957. Next is the Power Trio. A power trio is a rock and roll band formatted having a live cup of electric guitar, bass guitar, and a drum kit, leaving out the designated vocalist or an additional rhythm guitar or keyboard instrument that are often used either rock music bands that are also in quartets. And last is the brass band. A brass band is a musical ensemble or a group generally consisting of an entirety of brass instruments, most often with a percussion section. Also, the kinds of brass instruments are a trumpet, a trombone, and also a tuba. Now, moving on with our third lesson, which is about sound waves. Now, what we know about sound waves. Now, what we know about sound waves is that sound waves are a type is a wave of compression and rarefaction by which sound is programmed in an elastic medium such as air. Examples of sound waves are created by object vibrations and produce pressure. Now, next, feedback loops. A feedback loop happens when an audio signal, when two audio signals are close together, creating a kind of vibration that can encircle them. Whenever they get together, they can create a sonic sound, which is called a feedback loop. Now, next is the sport about golf. Now, what we know about golf. Golf is the kind of sport played with a golf ball and a small ball. All you need is to hit your ball with a golf club and a small and to make a hole in one. Next is drama and theater. Now, what we know about drama. Drama is a written work that tells a story through action and speech and is meant to be act on a stage. The types of drama are comedy, farce, tragedy, tragedy, tragicomedy, melodrama, opera, and musical. Firstly, about comedy. Comedy is a professional entertainment consisting of jokes and artificial sketches intended to make an audience laugh. A farce, a comic dramatic work using buffoonery and horseplay, and typically including crude characterization and lucrative, improbable situations. Next is tragedy. The difference between tragedy and comedy is that tragedy is a genre of drama based on human suffering and mainly the terrible or sorrowful events that befall a main character, and which comedy is a professional entertainment which makes an audience laugh. Next is melodrama. Melodrama is a sensational dramatic piece with an exaggerated characters and exciting events intended to appeal to the emotions. Now, last is opera. Opera is a dramatic work and is one of the more acts set to music for singers and instrumentalists. And last but not least, a musical. A musical is a play or movie in which singing and dancing play an essential part. Musicals that are developed from light opera in the early 20th century. Now, next is about construction. Construction is the building of something, typically a large structure. Now, the different types of tools are a screwdriver, a wrench, pliers, and a hammer. And there are much more construction tools, and so on and so forth. Now, our next lesson is about macaroons. Now, what we know about macaroons. Macaroons are desserts that are made in France, typically made from ground almonds, coconut, or other nuts, with sugar and sometimes flavorings, food coloring, glazed cherries, jam, or a chocolate coating, or combination of these of other ingredients. Some recipes use sweet condensed milk. How were macaroons created? They were introduced around the 16th century, seemingly by Queen Catherine de' Medici, who brought the sweet treat to France. All at this time, the types of macarons produced by her chef were simply a small sweet, a soft inside and a crunchy outer shell. And now, please watch this video about the brain.
The brain. The command center of the whole body. It helps you with memory storage, problem solving, coordination movement, vision, touch, sight, hearing, and etc. The parts of the brain. The parts of the brain are the frontal lobe, the cerebellum, the optical lobe, the temporal lobe, the brain stem, the parietal lobe, and etc. The brain sends messages all around the body. Education platform. Knowledge. Strength. And determination.
Now, before we end the stream, I'm going to be reading you the last verse, which is taken from Genesis chapter 17, verse 1 to 8. And when Abram was 90 years old, and 9, the Lord appeared to Abram and said unto him, I am the Almighty God. Walk before me, but be thou perfect, and I will make my convenient between me, and I will multiply thee exceedingly. And Abram fell on his face, and God talked with him, saying, As for me, behold, my convenient is with thee, and thou art a father of many nations. Neither shall thy name any more be called Abram, but thy name, for a father of many nations have I made thee, and I will make thee exceeding fruitful, and I will make nations of these, and kings shall come out of thee, and I will establish my convenience between me and thee and thy seed after their generation for an everlasting convenience, to be a God unto thee, and thy seed after thee. And I will give unto thee, and to thy seed after thee, the land wherein thou art a stranger, all the land of Canaan, for an everlasting possession will be. Now, before we go to our website, educationplatform.card.co, click the Learn More button, or click the Play button on our audio to learn more about Education Platform. Also, make sure to like and subscribe to us on YouTube. And also, you can also find us by typing in the search bar at Education Platform 100. And also like, comment, share on Facebook. And also you can also text, call us on WhatsApp at 407-906-2318. And you can also follow us on Instagram at Education Platform 17 or Education Platform 1. And also tweet us at EP Information. Also, tell others about us and make sure to click that subscribe button so you'll be notified about all the updates happening. Now, I hope you all have a wonderful day.